As you know, when Bhagirath called Mā Ganga to cleanse the soul of the ancestors, when Mā Ganga was to descend from the heavens, she was about to destroy the whole world. And the only one to protect this world was Lord Śiva. So Mā Ganga comes from the heavens, is so powerful to destroy this world just by descending. So powerful is Ganga. And Shiva is even more powerful that he just collecting her in his hair. He just stands there and it falls into his matted locks and he catches it as if nothing is there. So how powerful is Shiva? On the other side, it speaks about Brahmā. Brahmā who holds the Vedas which contain all the knowledge, who is the husband of Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge. The powerful Shiva, the Gunavatar, which is here so powerful, and Brahmā, the one who has all the knowledge, and both of them, they are unable to see the glory of God, to grasp the glory of God. The most powerful, the most knowledgeable, it's still unable to see the Lord, and they felt ashamed. They felt ashamed, but Gajendra, which is an elephant, and the crocodile, they got the grace of the Lord. So, if you don't know the story of Gajendra, Gajendra was in his previous incarnation a king, Indradyumna, which was a very pious, great devotee. And once sage Agastya passed by, and as he was in meditation, he didn't see the sage and he didn't pay his respects. The sage got upset and cursed him. Said, "You are so dull like an elephant, you should be incarnating as an elephant." And so the king Indradyumna became an elephant, Gajendra, a very powerful and strong and handsome elephant. And in his elephant life, he had a big herd and he was very much loved by everybody. He was the leader. He was the elephant king. He was also proud. He was strong. He had all those qualities. And one day when they were walking in the mountains, he goes to this beautiful lake and he wants to play in the lake. And in the lake lures a crocodile, which in previous incarnation was a Gandharva, a celestial dancer. And what did that one do? That in his previous incarnation was once teasing a sage who was taking a bath, pulling its leg underwater, sage Devala. And the sage Devala cursed that Gandharva to become a crocodile. The Gandharva was very shocked and pleaded with the sage to please liberate him, but in the end, the sage said, "You have to go through this curse, but the Lord will liberate you eventually." So now we have the Leela of Gajendra, who is an elephant, who is a little bit dumb or dull. He's very beautiful, he's very powerful, he's kind of arrogant also. And we have the crocodile, which is luring in the water, and now the elephant goes in the water, and suddenly the crocodile just jumps on him, bites in his feet, and Gajendra starts to fight. He wants to get free from the grip of the elephant by his own effort, and he fights for 1,000 years. For 1,000 years, he keeps on fighting with the elephant, and obviously more the blood flows, more the crocodile becomes ferocious, more powerful the crocodile becomes, more weak the elephant becomes. And then the beautiful ending, the pride of this great elephant at the end is shattered. He knows by my own effort, I will not be liberated. I cannot free myself. And he remembers his past life as a great devotee. He plucks up a lotus flower and he calls upon Govinda, upon Narayana. And in that moment, Garuda with Lord Narayana comes and the Sudarshana cuts off the head of the crocodile, liberates the elephant. Also the crocodile is liberated. comes back to his original form. Everybody is happy. And we have a beautiful story, Gajendra Moksha, which is one of the main stories which the devotees recount, because it contains the essence of a devotee. Surrender, helplessness, humility, all of those things, they fall into the quality of a devotee. They are the qualities of a Vaishnava. Yeah, Vaishnava and the devotee is the same thing. Even Shiva, in that sense, as the Alvar says here, most powerful, collecting Ganga in his head, and even Brahmā, the holder of the Vedas, most knowledgeable, they don't know. You can have studied all the scriptures, know every verse by heart, doesn't mean that you know God. You can be most powerful, doesn't mean you know God. But if you surrender, if you have humility, then you will know God. He will reveal himself. And this is a very important point to see, because especially these last days, I spoke with many people who have visited after we had these beautiful festivities of Shivaratri, and many people also who visit the first time or already many times, and so many have told me, I sometimes feel out of place. I feel out of place when I'm at home or when I'm in the world outside, because I feel this inner calling, but I also feel out of place when I'm here because I'm not a devotee. Because people are telling me I must get initiated as a devotee, because if I'm not initiated as a devotee, then I'm not this and I will have difficulties in life and I should become a devotee and this and that. And I'm like, who is telling you such nonsense? Guruji is constantly telling us, you're not a devotee because you paint a tilak on your forehead and because you wear a mala around your neck. That is not what a devotee is. No? What is a devotee? If you read chapter 12 of the Bhagavad Gītā, Krishna speaks about a devotee. Read those verses and see if you're truly a devotee. You probably get frustrated because you're probably not much of a devotee, even if you wear a tilak and a mala around your neck. What does Guruji say when he says, a Vaishnava, a true Vaishnava is firstly an amazingly kind, loving, happy and healthful human being. I repeat, a Vaishnava, a devotee, is firstly an amazingly kind, loving, happy and helpful human being. So now ask yourself if you're a devotee. It's very simple. Are you a kind, happy, helpful? Are you amazingly kind, happy, helpful? Or are you not? Because I can tell you, I see sometimes stuff and I hear stuff about so-called devotees, which has nothing to do with being a devotee. That's actually the great danger of the ego, titles, name and fame. I am devotee. I remember when I came here in the very beginning, it was before a big change. There was the old order before it got dissolved and recreated, but everything was very structured. You were asked, are you a Jal Brahmachari? Are you a full Brahmachari? Are you just a guest? Just a guest. How painful that was. I'm just a guest. Just anything would be not good enough, no? Because just is just like, who wants to be just somebody? Yeah. So I had my interview with Gurudev and we talked about those things, and because I really don't like this kind of, like roles and in my country it says non è l'abito che fa il monaco. It is not the clothes which makes the monk, right? The Gita says the same thing. It is not the outside show which makes you. It is the purity of your heart. And Guruji said to me, you know where the greatest initiation happens? I said, where? Inside of your heart, was his answer. The greatest initiation is something which happens inside of your heart.